Have you ever wondered about the history behind Remembrance Day, the annual tribute to those who served in times of war from the UK and Commonwealth nations? Every year on November 11th, people across the United Kingdom and Commonwealth nations pause to honor those who served and sacrificed in times of war. This day, known as Armistice Day or Remembrance Day, commemorates the end of World War I on November 11th, 1918, and honors the memories of those who lost their lives. But why do they observe this day, and what are the traditions that make it so meaningful? The story of Remembrance Day begins with one of the bloodiest conflicts in history. World War I, known as the War to End All Wars, claimed millions of lives and devastated nations. On November 11th, 1918, after years of brutal warfare, the armistice was signed. At exactly 11 a.m., the guns fell silent. For soldiers and civilians alike, the moment was bittersweet, filled with relief, grief, and remembrance. Remembrance Day was initially dedicated to the soldiers who perished in World War I, but over time, it grew to honor those who served in all conflicts, including World War II, the Korean War, and more recent military operations. The day is observed in the UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Commonwealth nations, each holding unique ceremonies to honor the fallen. One of the most enduring symbols of Remembrance Day is the red poppy. Its origins trace back to the battlefields of Flanders, where poppies grew among the graves of soldiers. In 1915, Canadian physician Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae wrote in Flanders Fields, capturing both the grief and hope of wartime. The poppy, once a symbol of life growing amid loss, has come to represent remembrance worldwide. Moina Michael, an American inspired by McCrae's poem, began wearing a red poppy in remembrance of those who died. Her ideas spread internationally, and by 1921, the British Legion adopted the red poppy as a symbol of remembrance. Today, poppies are worn around the world as a tribute to those who gave their lives. Worn on the left, close to the heart, the poppy is a personal act of remembrance, symbolizing that the memories of those we honor are carried with us. Wearing it begins in late October, with November 11th as the focal point. The funds raised through poppy sales support veterans, their families, and those affected by conflict. While the red poppy remains the most recognized symbol, other poppies are also worn to honor different aspects of war. The white poppy represents a commitment to peace and remembrance for all victims of war. The purple poppy honors animals, like horses, dogs, and pigeons, that served in wartime. The black poppy commemorates the contributions of Black, African, and Caribbean communities who served. At 11 a.m. on November 11th, a 2-minute silence is observed. It is a solemn moment to reflect on the sacrifices made by millions. The tradition began in 1919, 1 year after the end of World War I, as a gesture of respect and gratitude for the fallen. During this silence, we pause to honor those who served, uniting generations in a moment of shared remembrance. Across the Commonwealth, Remembrance Day is marked by powerful traditions. In the UK, services are held at war memorials nationwide, with the largest at the Cenotaph in London, where the royal family and government lay wreaths. The March of Veterans past the Cenotaph is a moving sight, honoring each generation who served. In Canada, people gather at the National War Memorial in Ottawa. After the ceremony, Canadians lay poppies on the tomb of the unknown soldier, symbolizing personal acts of remembrance that honor the countless unnamed lives lost. At the Australian War Memorial, each poppy is placed beside a name on the Roll of Honor. In New Zealand, a dawn service is held, and the Ode of Remembrance is recited, carrying a powerful message of gratitude and remembrance. Remembrance Day has become more than a tradition. It's a day for teaching future generations about the human cost of war. Schools play an important role, educating students about the sacrifices made and the importance of peace. Children make their own poppies and learn about the courage and resilience of those who served. For many veterans, Remembrance Day is deeply personal, a time to remember fallen friends, reflect on their own experiences, and hope for a world without war. It's a day that unites people, reminding us all of the importance of resilience, respect, and remembrance. Remembrance Day honors the lives and legacies of those who sacrificed for freedom and peace. By wearing our poppies, observing moments of silence, and passing on these stories, we keep their memories alive. As we pause to remember, we pledge to never forget the cost of war and the power of peace.